The New York Islanders fall to the Chicago Blackhawks. They choke to the Chicago Blackhawks and lose 5-3 in a game that they just threw away 2 points. Decided not to even show up at the start of the game. I mean, this was a horrible game by the Islanders all around, right from the get-go. And what should have been an exciting day, having Pelech and Barzell returning, just turns in to be just another huge disappointment. And so many things to talk about in this game, but unfortunately, most of it is just harping on stuff I've said on other podcasts. It's just the same thing over and over and over again, and it's just unacceptable. These late game collapses. This has been going on for years. It's amazing, how certain franchises seem to get into these funks. Like the Leafs as a franchise, they always have the weird stuff happen to them. They have the Zamboni goaltender beating them and weird stuff like that, and losing to Montreal in the playoffs, and just weird. They have their thing going, and we've got ours, and ours is just we have been giving up late goal leads for years now, years. Like this goes back to Trots and even before Trots, and it's like holy moly, like how much more of this can we put up with? And to lose to a team like the Hawks, I mean, they're looking at 32nd place again this year. They're going to get another high draft pick, and are they going to get another Kane and Taves situation where they get another really good hockey player? It's just it's so frustrating to watch on what should have been an exciting night for us. So anyway, let's get into the game and talk about it. Typical of the Islanders lately, we've given up the first goal in the first period. We're not having good first periods anymore. We're not having good third periods anymore. We're only having good second periods. And that's why we're a one game below 500 team right now. Mikheyev from Teravainen and Allen to go ahead 1-0. And much to my surprise, we got a goal at the end of the period on a Pulak bomb, and man, that was a bomb. What a shot by Pulak. Other than that, the first period was just horrible for the Islanders. I thought we were badly outplayed in it, and uh, it's so frustrating. But with Pulak coming up with the bomb like that and tying the game 1-1, it made us think, all right, we're going into the period where we're okay. Score. It's always nice to score a late goal, but hey, hold on a second. Chicago just one ups us and scores us within the last minute of the game to go up 2-1. Taylor Hall from Teravainen and Vlasic. It's just like, okay, another late period goal. Unbelievable. How many times are we going to do that? Well, apparently one more time tonight anyway. Uh, so we go to the dressing room down 2-1, and it's so disappointing, especially like I said, I was so pumped for this game because I knew Barzell and Pelech were coming back. I was hoping Declare would be back as well, but no such luck. And I wasn't watching the Islander broadcast. I was watching the national Canadian uh, broadcast, and they were talking about that the reason Declare is not on the ice is because of cap reasons. I hope that is not correct, but would make 100% sense to me why guys like Engvall, well, no, Engvall shouldn't be on the ice if we're in that situation. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't think they would do that, but well, I guess if they had no option, then they would have to. But anyway, I was so pumped about this game, and I just really thought that it would be a better day than the day was. Anyway, I didn't talk about Holmstrom's goal to tie. Uh, Now I got to talk about Holmstrom's goal to tie it. Great play by Simon as he pushed down towards the net, and it's early in the first period, or second period. So that's nice to get that one back, and all of a sudden we're 2-2. So Holmstrom, a nice pass from Engvall, and McLean gets the secondary assist on it. So it's nice to get in the game right off the bat, and then we get a power play right after we score. So we got a chance to go ahead, but once again, our power play can never take advantage, never win us a game. Well, actually, they won us a game a couple of games ago, so I shouldn't say that, but it'll be the only one this year that they win us. That's for sure. So many opportunities for this power play to win us games, but it's not going to happen. And of course, so the game moves on. It's pretty boring. Chicago's not playing very well. Islanders are having the better part of the period, but Teravainen from Bedard and Vlasic, up they go, 3-2. We're down behind again. Now we're going to go into the third period down 3-2. As per, well, I shouldn't say as per usual. I'm just frustrated right now. But once again, we answered the bell, and Noah Dobson on a really nice move that he made from Brock Nelson and Sipikov ties it up at 3-3 on what Chicago, for some reason, I don't know why they even would have challenged that call. But I thought to myself, you know what? If I was going to challenge this call, there's only one team in the NHL I would challenge it against, and that would be the New York Islanders, because I knew no way that was going to be overturned. But in the NHL, you never know. So why not take the chance? Because the New York Islander power play is not going to score on you, so you might as well take the chance. And sure enough, the goal counts. We get the power play, and sure enough, the power play doesn't come through for us again to put us ahead. Oh, no, no, it does not. Instead, we wait right until, oh, let's go to the last minute of the game. Connor Bedard from Ryan Donato to make it 4-3. And of course, we got to get an empty netter in there for good measure to make it 5-3. Huge choke. The Islanders drop a game below 500. It's a big loss. I'm not happy about it. But I guess gonna have to talk about the players now. All right, so talking about the players, I probably shouldn't have done this podcast immediately after the horn blown. I never do podcasts right after. I usually regroup, get my thoughts together, and then go do a podcast. Tonight I didn't do that because I was so upset, and I want to make it down. The sun's still out. I want to make it down to the pub for a beer, and I'm so ticked off that I really don't even want to be doing this podcast today. But you make a commitment, you make a commitment. Anyway, let's go to Max Sipakov. Not his best game of the year. The second line wasn't their typical dominant self that they had been today. Yet Max picks himself up in assists, and he also grabbed himself a couple of minutes in penalties. Only 16 minutes of ice time. Not his best game, but still not bad either. Simon Holmstrom, I thought, played pretty good today as well. His defense is excellent. I love the way he charged the net, got that goal, got himself a +1 for the day. Matty Barzell had just a ton of rust on him today. I'm not holding anything against Matt. The one thing that I'll hold against Matt is I'm not sure. We definitely missed Matt Barzell, but we didn't miss Matt Barzell on the power play. That's 100% for sure, because Matt just all of a sudden we got into the not passing or pass as soon as Matt gets back onto the power play. So for that part I didn't like it, but Manny had a ton of rust on him today. He was missing his passes by a mile. Not his typical self. It's going to take a few games for Matt to get back into the groove again, but it sure was nice to see him out there, and immediately made our team speed look so much faster. So we're just going to have to give Matt a few games. It's just the way it is. Matt Martin, the fourth line is just awful. -1 today. 10 minutes of ice time. How we got 10 minutes of ice time, it's ridiculous. I just keep getting hemmed in over and over and over, and yet we throw him out. And then we throw him out after we score a goal too, which was just yeah. I don't know. It's just a head shaker. Why I'm not a coach in the NHL, I'll never know. I should be. Pierre Engvall, definitely not his worst game of the year. But he just amazes me. He absolutely amazes me. Like he's getting another shot. And yes, his game raised and level a bit today. Got himself a nice assist and actually was a +2. But I'm watching him on back checking, and I'm watching him float on back checking, and I'm thinking to myself, man, if this was me, there wouldn't be a second that I would be drifting on that ice. If my career was on the line and my playing time was on the line, I would be going like a bat out of hell. And it just amazed me to watch him just kind of loafing around. He don't get me wrong, he put out his energy on his offense, but the defensive side, forget it. Forget it. Fashing, I thought was a little bit better today, not much better. One thing I noticed about Fashing is he's a big boy, but he seems to lose his energy quick. Like he's just one of those guys who, like if he has to expend energy in the first 20, 30 seconds of his shift, he's really laboring any longer after the 30-second mark, which for me is just a little bit early to be laboring. But that might be just the way he looks because he's got a big body, he's got big shoulder pads. I don't know, kind of maybe just looks that way. Palms definitely didn't have his best game of the year either. He was a -1 tonight with 20 minutes of ice time. But the second line wasn't that good either. Anders Lee, same could be said about him. Anders didn't have a good game, but a lot of that, I think. Has to go on Matt's shoulders. Matt was just out of sync tonight. Not his fault. Not his fault at all. So unfortunately, Anders' game will suffer because of Matt's rust. It's just the way it goes. Just the way it goes. Brock Nelson, I thought there was moments out there where he was flying. He was making things happen. I thought he was the best guy on our second line tonight, and he had opportunities. He had opportunities, but Brock was even for the day, so he had a good day. Kyle McLean, there was some parts of his game today that I really liked that reminded me of last year a little bit. So that was definitely a step up for Kyle. He also had 4 block shots tonight as well. So uh, yeah, that's putting the body on the line for you. And like I said, I'm more concerned about his energy. He was kind of like he was going to be our young Casey Cizikas, that ball of energy, and I just really haven't seen it this year as much. But today, I thought I saw some bits of that. Pajot definitely not his best game today either. He was -1 with 17 and a half minutes of ice time. But once again, I'm gonna pass this one on to Barzell as kind of bringing that line down a little bit today. Casey Cizikas, 9 minutes of ice time. How Matt Martin gets an extra minute over Casey, but it just goes to show you how bad Casey's playing. Like Patrick is usually playing the players by how they're playing, and 9 minutes of ice time for Casey should be a wake up call for him. Should be a wake up call. Nice to see Adam Pelech back on the ice, and of course, he's a +1 for the game, and he pulls in 20 minutes of ice time. Unfortunately, a lot of good plays out of Adam today, but there was definitely rust that he was dealing with as well when it came to handling the puck and passing the puck. Same deal that Bars was going through, but it certainly was great to see him out there tonight with 4 hits and 2 blocked shots. Even got a shot on net as well. So really happy to have Pelly back. Pullock, the guy, he's just Pullock the pillar. He's just been a pillar on our defense this year. 21 minutes of ice time, another +1, grabs himself a goal, and what a bomb that was, man. I thought we were going to see so many of those goals like that from Pullock in his career, but it just hasn't panned out. But man, when he scores one like that, it's a thing of beauty to see for sure. Noah Dobson, wow, horrible in the defensive end. I'm not even gonna go into it all, just how bad a lot of the mistakes were made. I mean, the goals resulted, 2 of them were because of him, and somehow he escapes the night as an even. But the only reason he escaped is because he picked up his offensive game and got himself a goal, and it was a dandy of a goal, and he was getting up in the play in the second half of the game, but. The defensive side just has a lot to be desired in 24 and a half minutes of ice time. Scotty Mayfield, once again, not his best game. He's basically playing his warrior type of style out there, but he only had 14 minutes of ice time. That's more like Scotty's kind of pace, but he was a -1 tonight, so. Not good enough for Scotty. One guy who did struggle on the defensive side was Chalosky, as he was a -3. One of those was with the empty net, but he made a couple of really bad plays out there today, and there was also one play that didn't hurt us, but wow, what a risky move he made on the power play when he was the last man back. When a guy was, he got so lucky on a spin a random move that he made there that the Hawks didn't end up with a breakaway on that one. So other than that, like the offensive side of the game is still there for Cholowski. I like the way he shoots the puck, and he'll still get in there and block some shots for you as well. Romanoff, what another beauty hit tonight. 20 minutes of ice time. Thought he was stellar out there tonight. He was an even, three hits, one shot on net, two blocked shots. So good game by him. Ilya, not his best game. I thought there was a couple there that maybe he could have got. So it's got to be disappointing for Ilya. Maybe it's time to give Hogberg a chance in the next game. So that's about all I got for you tonight. I'm very disappointed in how the game went. The Islanders really choked this one away for sure, big time. Chance to go above 500, and we blew it. We could have rode the momentum of getting Barzell and Pellick back. But how deflating is it that you get Barzell back and then you lose Horvat at the same time? So it's kind of it's just our typical luck. But anyway, that's just kind of the bad Sunday that it's going to be for me. I'll have to go check the NFL scores. I'm sure the Dolphins lost as well. So anyway, all you guys and girls out there, you take care and peace out.